And welcome back to Chop's Garage. Update you what's going on. I say welcome back because if you don't regularly come to this channel, you'll probably not have a clue about what I'm talking about half the time. We do sort of daily updates on what's happening in the car trade. I'm going to start off by doing what annoys a lot of people by pointing to an empty space, because the Dacia Stepway that we got from a subscriber and we had to use as an emergency transport to go and get my bike license was dropped down for an MOT and it's passed it straight through. Ideal. He said would benefits from new wiper blades, so we'll do that. We'll get it back on Monday morning and then I can clean that up and get it up for sale. Be nice to have a lower price car, because general feedback from within the industry at the moment is higher price stuff is quite stagnant. Prestige stuff, sports stuff, people are saying it's pretty quiet out there. Even my friend that does lower end cars said that the phone was busy the first week or so of the month and it's just quietened down. But I tend to find the first and last week of the month, weekends of the month, are the busiest anyway. And what I've become to learn in this industry is chill. You just got to go with the ebbs and flows. It's kind of like science. You get massive peaks, you get massive troughs. All the cars go in the end. So just sit it out a bit. So yeah, so that we'll get that one up for sale, but it will be nice to have a cheaper car for sale, because that will be a sub 4K car, which I haven't really got on the lot at the moment. A few there to pick out and get done. Is no need to get that still get that Peugeot out and get it done, and the little i10, get those mixed in, because we see we're quite thin out here. We've only got, what have we got, 6 or 7 cars for sale out there, so we could do with more. Most dealers want to have at least a minimum of about 15 to 20 cars up for sale. Even the smaller dealers do, so that's a very low number of stock to have for sale for the moment. In fact, I really could do with some more stock, to be honest. It is getting a little thin out there. Sorry, excuse the door, I knew that was about to happen. So yeah, if any of you are out there considering selling your car, as normal, please do get onto Instagram, get onto email, get onto the website cgcarsales.co.uk and let me know, especially if you've got this sort of cheaper end of the market, the small runabout type stuff, because I could really do with some more stock, because our Peugeot is also going out on Monday morning, that one. Now, I heard something the other day that made me very jealous of new car dealerships as regards warranty claims. So what the story was, there was a chap had a Hyundai, I forget which one it was, one of the N models, one of the fast models, and he had it brand new, had it for about 6 months or so, I think it was, and the engine went poof and ate itself all up. And he took it to the Hyundai dealership and they checked it over and they said, no, the warranty, there's no valid warranty claim. And he said, why not? I said, well, we've gone into the computer on the car and checked, and you changed into like, what I think we called it granny shifting, like into first gear when he should have got third or fifth or something like that, and basically launched the engine himself. But they were able to actually plug the car in, look through the data and see that that had happened, and therefore verify that it wasn't a valid warranty claim. And I was thinking, wouldn't that be great with my cars as well? Because we sell cars of this age, and as I've said to you before, the law says up to 6 months you need to be able to prove that the fault didn't exist at point of sale. After 6 months, the consumer needs to prove the fault did exist at point of sale. So when one of these cars goes out the door, you freshly MOT'd it, you freshly serviced it, you've test driven it, everything's good, all the buttons work, everything like that, you send it out, and then 3 or 4 months later you get a claim. You don't know what the person's been doing with that car during that time. Let's say a clutch goes, you don't know how they've been driving the car, how they've been, whether they've been riding the clutch or not. You don't know if they've done something like that, chap. You've got a bad engine. You don't know what they might well have done to the engine in terms of the same sort of things, changing into the wrong gear at the wrong time and overstressing the engine. Wouldn't it be great if when we sold our used cars, we could put something in the car that monitored it? You'd even want almost like a dash cam as well, to show you for that 6 month period where you're liable exactly how they treated that vehicle and what they did with it. So you would be able to say, no, that's not a valid claim because you've completely abused the car in X, Y, Z. You have to wonder how many claims I've paid out on over the years may well have not actually been a fault with the vehicle, but a fault with the user, but we'll never know. With this modern stuff, they can plug in, read the computer, and it gives them a load of information to determine that. So yeah, this guy's on the hook for putting an engine in himself now. So nipped out for a little lunchtime ride, first solo ride on my 125. Bit sketchy because with my body weight, a 125 can do about 50 mile an hour max. You get up to slopes is about 40 mile an hour. So you get a lot of traffic behind you. And then it's a totally new world, isn't it, being a biker? People overtake you and give you like a foot clearance before you know it. I mean, I'm checking my mirrors constantly, obviously doing all my lifesavers and stuff. So I know the car's there and I know it's going to want to overtake me. But when it comes past like there, it's like, geez, give us a bit of room. gives a bit of room. And then on these country lanes where you come around the corner and someone's decided to avoid potholes on the right and on your side of the road, that's all fun. I almost think that everybody should have to go and do a bike license before they become a car driver, because I think they'd be a lot more sympathetic of bike riders and give them a lot more room, and there'd probably be a lot less accidents than there are. Yeah, it's quite tiring actually, because you're spending so much time keeping an eye on what other road users are doing and looking out for problems all the time, looking out for road surfaces. So yeah, it's at the moment, like I say, none of it's feeling like second nature. I'm sure more time on a bike will do so. So I'm going to keep getting out there doing little short rides. Not happy with these knobbly tyres. It feels a bit fidgety on these knobbly tyres, I would say. They're very hard as well. I don't think they're going to give me... So if any bikers are out there and got a recommendation for some super sticky rubber for me that's also good in the wet, sort of a mid-range thing, not mid-range, but like a good all-rounder, give me a shout, because I think we'll get off these knobblies. What I'm finding about biking is so much that looks good is not good for riding. Like all your clothes, first of all, I was like, that leather jacket looked really good, because I could walk in the pub with that as well and it wouldn't look out of place, and you realise, no, actually I want to be luminous everywhere, like I am. Everything I've got is luminous. I want to be luminous everywhere, so I get seen everywhere. And then you look at the bikes, you go, that's a really cool looking bike, and then you realise that it's just not going to be comfortable, it's not going to handle well, all that kind of thing. So much you could easily be done on looks when you've got to be done on functionality, isn't it? So let's ditch these sort of military looking tyres and get something better. So yeah, recommendations down below for something that you think will do well. The bike itself seems alright. I think there's better bikes out there. Again, I kind of bought this on looks before I knew anything about bikes. I think I probably would have gone for something slightly different, but it'll do for the moment. I don't imagine I'll be in it long. Like I say, a couple of months under my belt, and then I'll go and get my big licence done. Now you notice my lime green Fiesta has gone from Part X corner, the one that I took in on the Renault Capture that also came from a subscriber. Now we had Mad Mike down from Wales who picked that one up on a trade sale. I would record him on video, but I forgot to. He brought his mechanic Matthew down with him, and he had a good look around it, took it for a little spin, and they were happy with it and took it away. Now with that one, I didn't mark it up at all. I let Mike have it exactly what it owed me for. It was because that little white BMW that we did a deal with, the trade deal on the white BMW 1 Series, I traded to him. Didn't quite work out for him. Turned out to have a few more problems than we thought it had. He'd obviously spent a bit of money with Moores getting some work done. And, excuse the van in the background. Yeah, and it didn't quite work out for him. Now, obviously, trade sale means that's not really my bad. It's not really my problem. But we all try and rub along as best we can in this world, don't we? And by letting him have that at exactly what it owed me, he's got the opportunity to make a margin out of that to cover his loss on the BMW and come out of it at least breaking even. I would have thought maybe a few quid ahead. And like I say, it's the best way to rub along with people. It's like, isn't it? You know, there's no necessarily obligation with a trade sale to help someone out, but as a general rule, we do. And yeah, I mean, I think that Fiesta will make a good little car for him, especially again, as I said, in the current market. Would have been probably a good car for me to retail at the moment, because I think it would have been about 2.5 to 3 grand, maybe 2,795. And that kind of market always stays buoyant. But you know, at the end of the day, by letting him have it exactly what it owed me, it didn't cost me anything, and it gives him an opportunity to, like I say, break even across the two cars. So hopefully he gets on well with that. Well, we have got one piece of stock coming in. Ben, the subscriber that sold me the Hyundai i10 out there, we got a couple of weeks ago, is still clearing out the stock he had when he thought he was going to be a trader and decided to be transport instead. And it's a VW up. We haven't had a VW up for ages, which does remind me I need to start the series of trading the VW up to a Morgan. I promise I'm going to do that. I will get around to sitting around and doing it at some point. If those of you who've been watching the channel long enough will know what I'm talking about. Yeah, VW up. It is Doom Blue, which means it's a flat dark blue. And it is 3 doors, but I believe it's only got like 20,000 miles in it or something like that, on like a 14 plate or something. So that could be a popular little car. It's just a little 1 litre, so again, nice little runabout car, although it won't be at the cheaper end of the market because obviously the mileage is super low. So we're going to do the same thing again. Run out, meet him at Bristol, pick that up and drive it back. He's getting some tyres put in beforehand though, because they are bold and it wouldn't have been safe to drive back on them. So he's going to get those done and then we'll get in. So I will probably show you that potentially on the next couple of videos. But that's only one piece of stock. Like I say, realistically, I probably need about another 7 or 8 cars, and ideally they'd all be sub 5k cars. So I've got some shopping to get done. So that might mean more content for you guys. So I shall see you on the next one. As always, thanks for watching.